to do it. How many of y'all want more abundance in your life? And maybe it's not money, maybe it's something else, but you want abundance of it. Let me see your hands. How many believe what you want is interconnected to something else you want and something else you need? And I've learned in life, but I made it to 47, so I'm in my midlife. A lot of people go through the midlife crisis, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going through the midlife transformation. And at this stage in life, I'm more interested in sustainability. I'm more interested in progress and personal mastery and pleasing God. And lastly, and living in the moment. And really experiencing every moment, because every moment matters. Look at somebody, if you're close enough to touch them, just say, neighbor, every moment matters. Look at them again and say, every moment matters. I feel that. I want you to say it without your neighbor. Just send that sound out into the atmosphere. Say, every moment matters. So in this series, I'm going to teach you how to use it. And I'm smiling because I'm excited because it's my life too, man. I'm literally finna preach to me too. So let's get into it. So for our subject, start a new series, the power of giving. Before I get it, let me tell you what's gonna happen in this series, my goal. My goal is to cause you to have more abundance attracted to you. And for you to know how to use your gift and your assignment more efficiently, where you don't miss when you shoot. How many people know what I'm talking about? This series, I want you at home, and when all these things changing in the world, right now, I'm preparing you. Things are changing in the world rapidly, fast, and you're gonna be prepared for it. You are prepared. I prepared you, and you're gonna be more prepared. You will be prepared for the things that's coming. Now, I wanna say some of the things that is coming. Before I get deep into the teaching, I don't want it to scare you or make you afraid. That's not my tactic. My tactic today, and I have tactics, to make you aware. Number one, everything is changing in our government. Who believe that? Everything changing. You know what I mean when I say everything changed? Simple. It's not going to be the same. If you operate like it used to be on the old system and not able to transition into the new system that's designed to help people win and to make people lose, you'll be on the losing end of it. They talking a lot of stuff. We got to be pleasing God right now. A lot of stuff happening in the economy. A lot of stuff happening with technology. Technology is moving faster than it did 5 years ago. There are jobs that's about to be lost, but there are new jobs that's going to be given. Can't fight the progress, but you can be prepared for it. So this series is about you giving and you understanding why. And I'm going to just say it. For me, if I'm able to give at the next level to this community, to you as a pastor to give to you, I got to level up. I got to have more. I got to have more days where I ain't upset. I got to have more days of having more than enough than not having enough. How many of y'all know what I'm talking about? If you going to have a strong family, if you're going to keep your family strong and get it stronger, you're going to have more good days than bad days. And you're going to have some money. Come on, look at your neighbor and tell him you're going to have some money, and you're going to have God pleased with you. The Bible says, when a man's ways please the Lord, even his enemies will be at peace. This is a gender-neutral statement. As a woman, as a person, as a man, work hard to make the Father happy. He'll make men be at peace with you. Does that make sense? Peace. How much is peace worth to you? Peace at your job, peace at your home, peace in your neighborhood, peace with yourself. And sometimes the peace you need, God's giving you the peace, and it's not the peace you got to get from somebody else. It's the peace you giving yourself. The gifts you're going to give yourself to yourself is this peace. And you know how I'm getting more peace in my life? By knowing I'm working the principle. Knowing the game. Oh, they told me something and I didn't like it. They said, don't hate the player, hate what? I didn't understand. How many people heard that and knew what it meant the first time? I didn't know what it meant, Kelly. They said, don't hate the player, hate the game. What they saying is, oh, and the game sold, not told. How many of y'all heard that? I was like, I get it now. Don't hate the player, hate the game. If you, because you don't know the rules, don't get mad at me. It's rules of money. I'm setting it up, y'all. I'm going to set it up. This 8 weeks, this for me. It's rules to money. Do you know money is attracted to things? You didn't know. Y'all say, no, you don't. No, you don't. All right. How many of y'all know how to attract money? Let me see your hands. 2, 3, see? All right. Take money out, because some of y'all, let's mess with y'all head. I'm going to get into why I mess with your head. Let me use something else. How many of y'all attract certain people in your life, and you know it? How many of you walk in a room and he coming? Don't play. Don't play. How many of y'all, be honest, how many of you walk in a room and she coming? I ain't talking about that. I'm saying whatever. How many of you go to work and you attract a bit? They don't know why you got more sales than them. You attract sales. They don't know why you keep moving up in the company. For some reason, every CEO or every person that can make decisions, when they come looking at the company, they always singling you out. Why? You already got it on you, but do you know how to use it? You beautiful, but do you know how to use your beauty? Hey, you handsome. Can you use your handsomeness? You smart. Do you know how to use your smarts? Certain things are attracted to certain things in the world. And in this series, I wanted to get it attracted to you. And my goal is, the more I strengthen you, the more I can strengthen the church. God is showing me, He giving me more revelation about Oasis every day, man. We're not staying in this building. This building is an investment we own. Some of you don't understand the significance of it, but I'm going to keep saying it till you get it. This building is an investment for the future success of our ministry, to the tune of millions of dollars, to fund ministry, to help us do what we do. But that's not good enough, because you got to have something. See, God fussed at me 7, 8 years ago. I told you I was at the gym. You was at the church. I don't know if you remember me saying I was at the gym, and I was like, man, the church doing good. I mean, we doing well. The church packed out. We got plenty of money coming in. We in excess. We in abundance. Oh, I'm doing good. I finally ain't broke either. How many of y'all know? How many of y'all was broke before and finally not broke no more? How many of y'all know I ain't struggling no more? And the Lord told me, He went off on me at the push-up bar. You know, when you sit down and push up, He said, you and your family know the secrets. You ain't going to tell them. But what pastor wants the pressure of preaching about giving? And then even my ego got in the way. Because I'm saying I know how to make money. So you want me, God, to not make money and stand in the church and hope somebody give $40? Think if that was you. Think it for a minute. Think if you know how to look at a raggedy house. That's a gift. I can see it. I can say, that house gonna make money. I got the gift. I can look at a raggedy house or a raggedy person. I make raggedy things pretty. No. My gift, I learned it after 25 years. My anointing is I take doo-doo, mess. I'll take a man who on crack. I have taken killers, real killers, and they save right now. I take raggedy buildings and make them worth money. Somebody sold it to me for peanuts because they said it wasn't worth nothing. I said, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Imagine being able to do just that in real estate, and God say, you can't do that. You got to be a pastor. And now you and your family blessed. Teach them how to make money. So He says the only way to teach them is to press on them to give and tithe. I say, but the church, we don't need no money right now. We doing that good. So many thousands of people coming through here. He says, but what about this man and his wife? You and your wife know the secrets of making money and prosperity, and you ain't going to teach them? Here we go. But they judge me for it. It's so depressing. It used to be. It's so aggravating. Somebody said this to me just the other day, right when I'm working on it. I'm working on us for TV. I'm working on something online. I got real estate agents. I'm going to do a big interview. They got to be international. Tell this. And to find we want to go. And it's got to be a real estate agent that's good enough to make $300,000-$400,000 off these deals I'm finna get in. Why am I making a point? God is saying, but what about you? He says you and your family know the secrets, but you ain't gonna bless them. So I gotta teach you to give. I gotta teach you to tithe. I gotta push you. If you're already a giver, I gotta push you to have more. If you're not giving, I gotta get your faith up. Because if you can't give money and attract money, which is the hardest thing to do, you ain't gonna make it in these other areas. So I had 2 people say this to me recently. I said, I'm working on our TV stuff. I'm working on church. Do you know what they said? When we hear you, it seems like it's a money grab. It feels like you just about money. You know how aggravating that is to hear? I had to mature because I felt like I needed to defend myself. Well, I wanted to say, the $3 million people gave while we was closed, all of them people weren't worried about giving no money. What about y'all? What about y'all? So I felt like I had to defend myself. And then I found out about this scripture. The Apostle Paul had to defend himself. He was writing a letter to the Philippians. He was talking to the church in Macedonia. He was sitting up here having these conversations. He was saying, you're a good church. Y'all got all the gifts. Your church can sing and prophesy. You got the best singers and the best thinkers. You got the best people, but they have one thing they lack. They don't understand the grace of giving. Paul had to defend himself because they said, because you're not walking with Jesus, you ain't no real apostle. So he had to write these letters and say, just because I didn't walk with Jesus, I didn't get mine in the regular system. I got mine out of season. Some of y'all don't understand because you would have shouted. Some people, God's not going to do it how he do it standard for everybody else. God going to bless you out of season. I wish I had 3 people in the building right now and say, God be blessing me out of season. He did it for you in school. He did it for you in a good family. He did it for you with good nurturing. You have been natured and nurtured, but I didn't grow up with all that. So God had to knock me off a horse and tell me I'm going to do this on you myself. That's what God did with you. When he said, I ain't going to let you die in this, I'm going to heal you. That's what he did. That's what he did for you. And he said, I'm not going to let what happened in your life keep crippling you. I'm going to use that as gas in your life. But you're going to go through the process. God said, you got to teach what your family know. Your brother, your sister, your mama, your daddy. It's not an accident that all 3 of us do well. It's not an accident. Pastor, you bragging? No, I'm not. I'm trying to tell you, it's not an accident. My daddy used to put his fat, sausage fingers in my face. He used to make me sick. My daddy was my age, strong. I'm 20. He 40, telling me, Anthony, give $200 in the offering. I'd be like, I just made the money. I hate you. That's how I felt. I hate this church, and I can't stand you because it's a money grab at home. You knew I cut hair. I used to make $300 on Saturdays cutting hair. All day, though. I mean, I would work from like 9, I get there 8:30, 9 to 11:30 at night, 12:30 at night, cutting hair at $10 a head. So that's cheap now. It's high now. How the hell's $100? Buffett giving half of his money away. Why is all the rich people I know, even the rappers, the thugs and killers, why they all giving? If giving don't matter, why I still give? If the only reason to give so you can have something, well, all y'all got something, so why we still give? Have you ever given to God, and it didn't, I had to ask myself, have you ever given to God with the right heart and he didn't bless it? Let me see your hands if you can really say, I gave to God with the right heart. When you say, Pastor, what you mean with the right heart? Not manipulating and hustling and gaslighting and playing. Not, God, I'm going to put this in so you can pay my rent. No, God, if you pay my rent or not, I'm sowing because I believe in you. If you don't do anything else for me, I'm going to sow because of you. And some of y'all need to do it out of obedience. You ain't ready yet. You got to be like me. I did it because I didn't want to get beat up. I did it because my father said I had to. I did it because Rogers Murray said, this is what we do. He says, as for me and my house, we serve the Lord, son. What he knew is one day you'll lose a job. One day you'll have a business. I done went out of business. I done lost money. I done made mistakes. You just don't see all that. But in spite of it all, God has kept us. If he kept you, hold your hand up and say, he kept me. This is just introduction. You can take that down. Let me give you this, and we're going to go. Write this down in your notes. You ready? Grace is the supernatural enablement of God. Grace is the supernatural enablement of God. Now put the scripture back up now. Let me show you this. Oh my God. Grace is the supernatural enablement of God. Look at what he keep using. Have you ever given? Let me see your hands if you've given love. Why? Let me ask you, have you received love? You remember what that felt like? How many people have given love and didn't get nothing back? Hold them up high. Put them down. How many of you gave love and you got kicked instead of loved? How many of y'all still love? How many of y'all still want to love? So why? Because one pastor a crook and another person didn't do right, why you tripping? And I'm a little more advanced than y'all. I be giving too. I don't care. I give straight to my pastor. I ain't gonna be happy till my first biggest check got to be $1 million. I give straight to my pastor, and I don't care what he do with it, because once it leave my hands, it's off of me. It ain't my business to know, well, I don't sow and say, I need you to do this with it and that. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Once it get out of my hand, I get to dancing, because I know if I sold it, God's gonna bless me. I give because I have because I give, and therefore I always be blessed. I told you about school, here we go. When we sold Paulding, we sold it to Paulding County. The county bought it. And the county came in the building and said, this is the largest building in Paulding County. I'm walking the building showing these people what we did, and I'm trying to figure out, I ain't been to school. How do we do this? No. Real talk. How do we do this? How in the world are we sitting in a 103-year-old historic building where Dr. King done been in, Joseph Lowry done been in? How are we sitting downtown with all of this opportunity to help people, and we paid for it before we got in here? You looking at a man that started with nothing. How many of y'all done started with nothing from the bottom, but we got climbing abilities? You know how we did it? You know how we did it? Grace. Grace is what you need when you need it. I'm gonna get back on grace next week. I got to stop in a minute. I had to talk enough to get y'all here. I finally got you there, and I want to go. I want to get you right here. Grace. Grace is what you need when you need it. Grace enables you to do what you can't do yourself. Supernatural enablement. For some reason, God got on me, and got on you, me, and got on you. And for some reason, he supernaturally enabled us to do ministry. Some of y'all came from nothing. And the reason why you blessed is because we decided to serve God and put him first. And as we put God first, it's like on Indiana Jones. The bridge, you can't see it, but as you say yes to God, he give you a step. And he say yes to God. That's what I'm doing. You give me a step. God, I don't know where. I don't know how. I don't know what, but I know where. I know how, and I know what. It is you that's going to do it. So I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to walk. And sometimes I'm going to open my eyes and look at it. You got to look at it and tell your fear to sit down. Write it down. You got to look at it and tell your fear to sit down, because grace enables you to do what you can't do yourself. Grace. Anywhere I go in the country or the world, I say, have you ever heard of Oasis? Most people say, yeah. They used to call me a lady in the drive-thru. My voice so high, especially when I was younger, all the way in my 20s, I'd be at Taco Bell ordering my 2 tacos with extra cheese, and they'd say, ma'am. I pull to the window and be like, baby, do I look like a ma'am? But my voice was high. In elementary school, I used to get in trouble because they would hear my voice out of audio. I say, Mom, everybody in the lunchroom talking. Why they singling me out? It's the pitch of my voice. I had teachers used to say, yeah, Minnie Mouse. Yeah, they used to do that. My voice. See, you didn't know that. I used to have teachers, yeah. Have you ever had a teacher? Some of y'all teachers. That was wrong, wasn't it? Do a little kid. Yeah, Mickey Mouse voice. I done been preaching and say, all the men say, yeah. If I really said mine, I'd say, yeah. I got to say, yeah. Think of what that did to me. You know what it did? God started showing me I'll take the same voice. And when I was out of town recently at a store, and somebody said, no, I was at the African American Black History Museum in D.C. the other week. And I was talking, and somebody said, I know that voice. The Unlocker. I was in the airport coming home to preach. I came home from Florida just to preach today. I'm on vacation. I need to be trapped. I flew back just to see you today. I was at the airport in the Sky Club going to Florida. And a lady said, I know that voice. You the Unlocker. I said, oh, thank you, Jesus. People getting unlocked from the same voice. You got a voice. You got something great in you. You got something special on you. And I know people say it cliche, but it's something on you. That's why the devil mess with you so much. How many of y'all the enemy fight you? How many of y'all being fought by the enemy right now? You trying to manifest. You trying to grow. You trying to be more faithful. You trying to be more consistent. You trying to figure out how to do your business. You need investors. You need money. You trying to get better. You trying to get over a bad love. It's toxic. It was so good one minute, but it's horrible now. You trying to get past it, and you trying to manifest. You better say, God, I'm counting on your grace. Your grace will enable me to do what I can't do for myself. I don't know where I'm going to get the strength from to tell them no. I don't know where I'm going to get the strength from not to go back. I don't know know how I'm going to get the strength to move forward. But God, thank you for your grace. Your grace is what I need when I need it. 2 plus 2 equals 4, but sometimes God needs 2 plus 2 to equal 1. God, your grace is sufficient. You ought to slap your neighbor and say, I thank God that I got a pastor that'll push me to give. I got a pastor that'll push me to personal mastery. I'm glad that I got a pastor that'll say what it is and mean what it says. Because God, I got a mission, and God, you're going to do it. Give me the grace to do it. If your dream big enough for you to do it in this life, if your dream don't scare you, it did not come from God. But let me tell you something, ma'am. Let me tell you something, sir. If you got a dream that's too big for you to pay for, if you got a dream that you need help with, if you got a dream that ain't came to pass, and you're not where you used to be, where you're not where you want to be, you in a conundrum, let me tell you, hold on to your faith. Help is on the way. Look at your neighbor and tell him, I may not have the money, but I got the grace. I may not have the money, but I got the favor. I may not have the relationships yet, but I got the favor. Favor will bring the money. Favor will bring the relationship. Throw your hand up and say, God, this is my season to be attracted to what I believe. Let me attract the money. If you want a man, God, tell him, attract it. If you want a wife, let me be attractive to it. But when you get them, you don't need to be broke or broken. I got to close as it's opening the series. Broken and broke only means you're a person that's given up and decided to live in mediocrity and never meet your maximum potential. You'll never be happy. I done been married and divorced, dating and not dating. Let me tell you something. It's you. Let me go and help you. It's you. The reason why you ain't got what you want is you. Don't look at me like that. This is what healing do. I made them decisions. How you gonna get glad and blame somebody else? I did it. Look at your neighbor. You come on, look, this ain't pretty, but it's true. God, give me the grace to deal with the things I can't change. What they say, give me the serenity to handle the thing. Whatever, give me the grace to maintain the things I can't do for myself, to handle the things that I didn't let come in my life. Give me the grace to bounce back from my bad decisions. Slap your neighbor and tell them everybody make bad decisions, but everybody don't bounce back. But you will. How? Grace. Let me close on the apostle who wrote this. The apostle Paul was defending the legitimacy of his calling. I said, I feel like that. Because the vision I got cost money. We done fed 3,000 people. We done had cookouts, and we done helped the homeless. We worked with 150 organizations, nonprofits just in Paulding. We done did things in Africa. We done did things all over the world. We done put people in homes. We done bought cars. We done paid insurance. People done got healed and saved. We done did therapy and counseling. We done helped the youth, the young people, the older people. We done did stuff at the jail systems. Come on, y'all. We've done it all. I don't want that no more. I want to do more. Do you know what's aggravating me right now? Can I testify real quick and vent a little bit? You know what's bothering me now? Back to school is coming, and I don't want to give out a book bag to 2 people. I want to be a man that say, Anthony Murray and his people, they gave 100,000 families across Georgia for back to school clothes. We gave 100,000 single mothers opportunities. Not only that, for back to school, we paid some debt off for some people. There are some single parents that needed housing. There are some people that's homeless on the street that only need a pill and somewhere to sleep and somebody to love them for 3 nights, and they'll get their mind back. I wish I had some people that had a mindset of money that'll say, I want to create and invest in things that's going to help people change for real. Churches, I know it'll sound like a hater, so I can't say it to them. Churches doing it the same way, gonna be obsolete faster soon. You see what just happened? We just had a guy who probably gonna be the president shot at. Our country may move from a democracy through a theocracy. Pastor, what that got to do with closing? This what it got to do with it. Them policies they writing? Good. Whichever candidate you choose, pick one. It don't matter. The stuff they got planned for you ain't benefiting you. Some of y'all got children and you want children. Can I talk 5 more minutes so I was done? If you want it said, I can stop right here. Some of y'all got children, and you done worked your life for your boy. You done worked your life for your daughter, and they breaking laws that's going to make your little girl have no power over her own body. They going to make laws for your son. As soon as he get in trouble, he going to jail because they need to get him in the system. But I decree and declare not your child. I decree and declare not your daughter. I decree and declare in this economic shift, God said the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. This is my season. This is your season of more than enough, because I got the grace that enables me to be God, to be who God calls you to be. Ain't nobody else saying it and preaching it, because it ain't pretty, it ain't sexy. But there's a changing of the guards. I've been saying it since the pandemic. Look at it right now. A changing of the guards. We're seeing unprecedented things in our country. And God help the ladies. Y'all said I can talk? I got 2 more minutes. Y'all with me? God help the ladies, because you got wicked men making decisions for your body. Ain't that crazy that you're a woman? A man ain't got to gestate no child. A man ain't got to have their body changed, having no baby. Both of us lay down in the bed, but you're the one that's going to have to deal with this issue. And you got wicked men making legislation and policies to keep you subjugated. But my name is Anthony Murray. I came to unlock not just the church, but I came to unlock the nation. There's a changing of the guards. God is raising up a new generation of leaders, and a new generation of politicians, and a new generation of preachers, and a new generation. God is doing the whole thing in a new context. Slap your neighbor and tell him I ain't gonna miss the move. Yeah. We got men want to be women. Some of y'all so soft, you ain't going to be ready for the fight that's coming. See, the trick is to make you emotional and feminine. I ain't trying to diss nobody. Some things a man shouldn't do. It's Father's Day. We ain't women. They ain't going to celebrate us like no woman. How dare we be a man and want everything equal like a woman? Don't you treat me like no woman. I ain't no woman. I don't need no Happy Meal and no Skittles and Tic Tacs like no woman. Sometimes I need stress to make me be better. Sometimes I need to be told no as a man, to check my emotions and be a man. Y'all worried about what he look like and how much money he got. You need to see how much pressure he can take. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Pressure. I'm looking for some more men that's going to be with me to say, I told you, what if we got to fight? They talk about a civil war. What you think it's about? You know what it's about, right? It's about you being subjugated to them and them having it all and you having nothing. It's not, they don't want no middle class. They want to be rich and you be broke. And they don't like people like me coming up. That's why God had put me like Moses on the backside of the desert for the last 3 years, training and watching and learning and studying. I'm ready to how many of y'all gonna help me get back outside? I'm ready to get back outside so I can tell them, where a real man at? Please stand up. What a man that don't want, I ain't dressing like no girl. I ain't gonna be feeling about things like no woman. Oh, how you feel? This is how I feel. I feel like pleasing God and give me some money. How you feel? I feel like a man. I feel like because they want to fight, I'm a little turned on. That's what real soldiers do. I feel like a man of God. I feel like I can pray my way in or fight my, whatever you got to do. You scared, do it scared. That's what real men do. You sick, do it sick. Do it sick. I done preached to you sick with the flu, scared, broke. I done preached to you and you didn't know I needed something. But I said, God, my God shall supply all my. I wish I had somebody with a son or a daughter to begin to pray for your daughter and go in intercession for your son right now and say, God's going to bless my child. He's going to bless my